And like I'm on the spectrum, and I, I, I and I'm in recovery, and whatever. There's a lot of things.
Sia reveals that she's on the autism spectrum in a candid new interview. Sia is opening up about being on the spectrum and learning to embrace all parts of herself. The 47-year-old pop star speaks candidly about not living in shame and her journey to recovery during a surprise appearance on Rob Has a Podcast. Sia stops by the podcast, which breaks down popular reality television shows, on May 25th, after the Survivor Season 44 finale. The singer is a longtime superfan of the CBS competition show and joins the podcast to congratulate contestant Carolyn Wigger, the season's second runner-up.
I hope that you know how good you are and how much what Franny said is true, like how much I think you changed a lot of people's way of relating in the world, and like I'm on the spectrum, and I'm in recovery, and whatever. There's a lot of things, but I think one of the greatest things is that nobody can ever know you and love you when you're filled with secrets and in a shame, like in living in shame. And when we finally sit in a room full of strangers and tell them our deepest, darkest, most shameful secrets, and everybody laughs along with us, and we don't feel like pieces of trash for the first time in our lives, and we feel seen for the first time in our lives for who we actually are, and then we can start going out into the world and operating as humans.
While Sia does not share more information about being diagnosed with autism, she implies that she recently learned about being on the spectrum.
I felt like for 45 years I was like, how am I, like, I've got to go put my human suit on, and and only in the last 2 years have I become fully myself.
Sia's announcement about being on the spectrum comes nearly 2 years after she apologized for her depiction of autism in her film Music, which she co-wrote. And although Music landed 2 Golden Globe nominations, social media users called Sia out for her depiction of a non-verbal person with autism and her choice to cast a neurotypical actor for the role, as well as scenes involving the use of physical restraints. Sia tweeted at the time of the controversy before deleting her Twitter account, saying, quote, "I promise, have been listening. The motion picture will, moving forward, have this warning at the head of the movie." The added warning read, quote, "Music in no way condones or recommends the use of restraint on autistic people. There are autistic occupational therapists that specialize in sensory processing who can be consulted to explain safe ways to provide proprioceptive deep pressure feedback to help with meltdown safety." At the end of her tweet, Sia writes, quote, "I'm sorry. I listened to the wrong people, and that is my responsibility. My research was clearly not thorough enough, not wide enough." She also said that all restraint scenes would be removed from future screenings.